Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Miss New York to Germany, and today's topic will be about decor. I brought some items from my trip to the North Sea, and I wanted to share with you some of the ideas that I'll be implementing in our new apartment that we move into on October 1st. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss New York to Germany, and today's subject will be about decor. Yes, decor. It's such a wide subject because it all depends on a person's personality, their personal style, what they decide to showcase and display in their home to kind of give it that sense of them feeling. Well, I have told you in previous videos that me and my fiance are moving. We actually have to be out by next weekend, so the time is starting to go pretty fast. But we did decide to take a last trip before the holidays to Denmark/Germany because the NordSee runs along both countries. And while we were there, we were able to pick up a lot of things that we decided that would look good in our new home. I have a lot of ideas of what I would like to see, the ambiance I would like to feel throughout my home, and I just picked up some pieces that I wanted to showcase and also share with you. So, let's get started. I went to Denmark, I believe, 2 weeks ago. We went for Labor Day weekend as well, and we stopped by this little store. It was called Apoteka. It's being displayed right here of how to spell that. We assumed Apoteka was a pharmacy because that's what it usually is in Germany. It is a pharmacy, it's like CVS or Rite Aid. But for some reason, the Apoteka in Denmark was a home decor store. So I kind of sent my fiance in there first to kind of scout out the store to see if it was even worth my time of me going in. I'm very particular about the items that I like and things I would like to see showcased in a store, a home decor store. Like one of my favorite stores is Depot, that's D-E-P-O-T. It is one of my favorite idea stores. I can literally go in that store and always find something that I want or I would like to implement into my home or implement in one of my girlfriend's houses, whatever. So when he went into the store, just a little backstory, when he went into the store, he seen that it was beautiful. I mean, it was actually sectioned off by themes. What I mean by themes, like it had a rustic theme, so everything there was kind of neutrals and bare fabrics, metals, you know, chalkboards, raw, what I call raw stained glass, like your whites, your ocean blues, stuff like that. And then there was a section for candles, a section for pillows, and so on and so forth. So when he went into the store and he started to kind of gaze around, he knew, he said, he knew that this was a store he was going to be in trouble for if he told me to go into the store. He said this, exact words. And he comes out, and I'm standing, you know, across the street by this time, and he comes over and he goes, "This is your store." When he said that, I literally began to glow as if somebody told me that I was pregnant or I got my dream job. Like, I literally was glowing, like from ear to ear. I had a smile, and I was so excited to go into the store. But of course, I had to be, you know, focused on the goal. I wasn't trying to spend too much. I wasn't going to let my emotions of excitement overcloud my judgment of financially what was our obligations to spend. So I talked to him about it, and he said, you know, yes, you can go in the store. So I said, you know, 100 euros is the minimum. So 100 euros roughly in dollars right about now is probably between $120 to $130. Now, because the exchange rate in the stock market constantly fluctuates, I may be off $2 on either side. So that's about roughly $130, I would say. And I was okay with that. I was okay with spending €100. I could easily, knowing what I knew about going into that store now, I could have easily spent like $500, like easily, because it was so beautifully done, the organization of this store. I wish. And then, you know what? I didn't even think, hey, let me take a video with me and my, new experience in my element. Like, I like fashion and that's great, but I don't like it as much as I like decor. I don't like it as much as I like decorating. Like, I think if I had to pick between the two, I love to see fashion, but I don't love to decorate it. Like, I don't love the ambience of what it makes you feel when you walk into a room and there's pieces that speak to you, or a color palette that, you can obviously see that person's personality, what, they were kind of gauging when they picked that color. Like, that's how I felt. So I go in and it's, like I said, it's organized per room. So I first go into the first room, which is, what I call the natural room. And it's your bamboo, your raw rugs, beautiful rugs, vases. They had I want to say a beige flower water pot. But as you know, those beige flower water pots, as you can see above me, what I'm talking about, you can put raw natural flowers in and use that to spice up any bathroom, to kind of make it a very inviting. It's a very fresh, airy look. So I was looking for that. I was looking for a beautiful big, like almost ocean blue vase. Actually, I didn't find it there, but I found it at another store. We'll get to that. And I was just looking for candles. They had a whole room for candles, but I was just so overwhelmed because we were also on a time limit, because by this time, now we're just killing time until we get for our train, because our train wasn't coming in until 3 in the afternoon. So, I didn't want to stay in there like all day. Plus, he was waiting for me. So I felt a little time crunched. And there was like a room full of candles. And it was like all types of candles. I literally could have just stayed in that room for just an hour, just staring at candles. But between the raw room and the room where they had teas, I found an Earl Grey. I am a big fan of Earl Grey tea. I love it, love it. But they had it in its raw form. Like, you would have to steam the mixture, and then that's how you would get the tea. If you have one of those, what I call tea droppers, where it looks like almost a tea strainer, but it has a top closed lid. I got a picture up right now of how it looks, so you know what I'm talking about. And that is what you use to kind of put the tea in, and then you put that into like a cup or something. And I wanted a bag of that. I seen raw beautiful mats. Now these mats, were place setting mats for a table. As I've told on my previous video, we did buy a table for our apartment, and it's marble. It's like a light kind of mirage gray marble mixed with white, or maybe off-white. And these raw mats remind me of our trip to NordSee when we was near the ocean. Like, it was beautiful to just be out there with, even if there were people around you, just to be out there gazing out and to just focus on just the sound of the natural sounds around you, not people, but everything else. The birds, the seagulls, all of that. It was beautiful, let me tell you. And I definitely wanted mats to, you know, display what we seen. And these mats were great. So I picked them up. By this time I got a basket with me. So I picked them up and I'm going to room. They had a room for just pillows. Let me tell you guys, I literally have like this addiction to pillows. My fiance would probably say I have a problem. I love pillows. I know you can't put pillows everywhere in your home, and I know there's a lot of pillows that just don't flow right with other pillows, but I would just like a backstock of pillows. I want to go into a room. I want a decor room in our house. When we build one, I will have a decor room. Just a room just for my decor, and I'm gonna build it up with an Ikea PAX closet where it's like open cubby holes. A room where I could just have different sets of pillows. Because the pillows, they were beautiful. They were velvet. Some of them were like a raw, like linen color. It was just beautiful, and I could have picked up at least 4 or 5 pillows, but I didn't. Instead, I picked up a throw and some other things. So I have a couple of things here beside me. Do not mind the boxes. As I told you, we are moving. We have next week to be out of this apartment, and then we have to clean it. As you can see, I've hurt myself again. So not only, you stand up and show you, not only do I have a knee brace, but now I have an arm brace. I don't know how I did this. It was not from lifting anything heavy, I don't think. But I hurt my shoulder, and no bones broke, thank God, but I think I damaged some nerve or some tissue. So I'm in this arm brace for a week. So this just happens to be during the time when we had to move. So we have a lot of family and some coworkers of his and some friends that are coming over to help us, because obviously I'm not going to be much help. I can't even drive, much less now drive. Now I really can't drive. Like I'm like out of commission. But anyway, so I put some stuff as much as I could, because there's way more stuff than this that I'm able to showcase today. But unfortunately, with me being injured, I'm not able to kind of move all that stuff. So I did bring over some pieces to kind of show you some of the ideas that I had in mind to implement at the new place. But like I said, I will be doing a video on the new place as soon as things kind of settle down and when I really start to decorate. But I'm doing it room by room, so it will probably be cut into, you know, parts, like part 1, part 2, part 3, so on and so forth. So, but I am going to do it, and I am going to video it, so you will see it come to life. Okay, so to get started on some of the things that I brought, I told you that I went into one of the places and they had like pillows and a lot of pillows and throws, you know, blankets that you usually throw on a couch or a chair. I found this one. Isn't it gorgeous? I found this one with the tassels. It is a red maroon color, but I loved it because it had that cozy feeling of living close to the sea. The houses there were gorgeous, let me tell you. All brick, which we have very commonly in the States, but you don't see it as common in Europe. Especially in Germany, it's kind of unique. But that's what we actually decided to do our house in, brick on the outside. So we are definitely going to be the unique ones in whatever neighborhood we move in. but their houses were so beautiful, and you could just see this being on like a leather armchair, or you know, like a raw linen wood back chair with like those big fluffy beige cushions that sit inside the chair, and that kind of draped over it. Isn't that pretty? I see it. I actually had to dig this out of something. It was sitting under a lot of blankets, and I looked at the blankets and I was like, yeah, I got enough blankets. But I seen this under the stack, and I was just like, oh, I love that. Excuse me. Dropping things here. My bad, people. But yeah, so I seen that and I was just like, you know, love that. I can definitely see that implemented in the home. Our chairs are that wood back armchair, but it has those, we got the cushions in chocolate, and it is those big fluffy cushions that sit in the armchair. Pottery Barn has them. Ikea has them. We actually brought ours from XXL, which is actually like a warehouse mega store for Germany, where it's all home decor, like from appliances to couches, it's TVs, anything you could think of that goes in the house is at this store. And that's xxl.de. Now, I am not 100% sure they have that in the States. I do not know. I've actually never looked up .com, but you might want to give that a try. I just know of the store residing in Germany. I have not seen it in any of the other countries I went to. So, you know. Okay, so my next item, like I said, this is not kind of going to be a long show today, but I will try to explain what I'm thinking of in my head and try to have you imagine it for yourself, how that would play out or look in our home. Our next thing we brought is some dishes. So we actually bought dishes from another store in Denmark called the Imerco. I've talked about this store in my Come With Me to the NordSee Part 1 and 2. But Imerco, that's Imerco. We actually brought our dishes from there because I was looking for these NordSee glasses and cups and bowls and plates. Okay, so we found our plate set that goes on the table, our 4-person plate set from the NordSee. I do not believe I have that with me today because we had to pack it. But I can definitely show you a picture of it right here. And we got ours in a kind of like moss green. There it's in a beige and with a brown rim, but ours is in a moss green on the outside, beige with a brown rim surrounding it. They had it in a dark color, but I didn't want that. I could have got it in beige, but the problem with beige is I didn't want it to kind of, like it would have shown, but I didn't want it to kind of drown out our table because our table was like that light mirage of marble, almost like a cream. And I didn't want to put that much light cream on top of another type of darker cream. I mean, I could have, but I wanted some contrast, if you get what I mean. We also brought from them this beautiful mug set from Bitz. That's B-I-T-Z. Actually, my fiance picked this out because he likes the colors inside. Each color for a mood or a weekend mood that he feels. And I was okay with it because of the outside of the mug. That beige is actually the color of the inside of our bowls, our plate setting. So I was just like, okay, so it flows. It's not like just random colored cups that we're gonna put on a table when we're like eating with people or having breakfast or brunch. I didn't want that. So we actually bought these, and we bought matching bowls. So that's B-I-T-Z, Bitz. And we brought it from the Imerco store. Okay, so we also brought a couple of other things. I did buy a couple of other things. So I told you that I brought that I wanted to get the vase kind of flower pot that would kind of showcase what we were trying to put flowers in. I told you it was a good idea to do that. It's kind of a raw look, but it's very inviting for the bathroom. And I found it in a nice kind of oceany gray with that raw, almost ceramic bottom, like that nice beige bone bottom. That's, I think the color is bone. And I am actually going to put raw flowers in this and put this on in the bathroom on one of the shelves that we have, or one of the pieces of furniture that we have in the bathroom, like our hutch that we have our towels in, or the one that we put our all our like toilet tissue and stuff in. We actually have two shelves. We have one large width shelf that we put our towels in, and then we have one narrow shelf that comes with 4 drawers that we use for different things. I have one for medicine, one for my makeup, which will be changed because I'm actually getting glass little cubby holes that I'm going to put all my brushes in and all my mascaras, and I'm going to kind of organize that into the office because that's where I'll be shooting most of my videos. And we have one for toilet tissue, and then one for like cleaning stuff, like pads for the floor or dish rags and stuff like that. So I found it. I also brought a planter. This planter was so pretty that I couldn't resist not getting it. And my fiance was just like, what do you need with a planter? And I was just like, well, think of it like this. It hangs. It's quite pretty. And it hangs with this raw string. So that's pretty cool. It's, like I said, I was looking for all raw. That is kind of the beading that hangs from it. So move it a little closer so you can see. And this is the planter. Isn't that beautiful? See that bottom? And this was Bahne. B-A-H-N-E. B-A-H-N-E. That's the name of the brand. But isn't that just gorgeous? So this is what it looks like hanging. I thought to put that on our window in our bedroom because we have a window that brings in a lot of natural light. And I just wanted a nice, beautiful, like airy plant that's gonna give great great air, great flow into the room. I like plants to be pretty much everywhere in my house because they do so well with like cleaning out the air. They give it a fresh smell when you have like people who smoke, which my fiance does. It doesn't like control and take over your house because the plants are sucking up that, you know, that dirty air and kind of recycling it into better air. So I will be putting this in our bedroom. And a lot of this stuff is packed, wrapped for us, but I keep it all in the bag so that it doesn't matter because I can always take it out when I need to, or, you know, whatever. Whatever. I brought a couple of more items from that place. Another thing I brought is a little broom. I don't know. I've always wanted one of these because I hate using the regular broom to kind of sweep everything. It's so annoying because you gotta hold it, then you gotta hold the dustpan and kind of like simultaneously sweep together. It's just annoying. And I always wanted one of these. And I was just like, oh, it's only like €5. I seen it. I was like, okay. And it's that raw one, like the old brooms. So I was like, I want one. So I bought it. It was €5. And I told you I bought that gray tea. So it's rubish gray arrow. I thought that was great. I also bought some lavender soap to put in the bathroom. So I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, just a little odds and ends. I also bought 2 Christmas ornaments and a lot of the stuff that some more stuff that I brought from there is already packed up, but I told you I can only bring so much over because as you can see I can't bring a lot over. So I am trying to give you kind of an idea of some of the decor purchases and things that you can kind of implement in your home. That flower hanging pot you can pretty much get anywhere. You can get at Ikea. I know that's definitely in the States. You can get at Pottery Barn. You can get at so many stores in the States and so many new stores. And I haven't been back in like going on 10 years. So couldn't tell you so much about what stores you have because a lot of stores that I see there in the States are online. But I don't know if you have them physically, like a physical store. I know both those. I don't know if Michael's, I believe Michael's is a decor store, but don't quote me on that. But I'm remembering Michael's being a decor store. There's also Hobby Lobby. I think that's still open for the time being. I think I've heard somewhere that they may be closing their stores. But Hobby Lobby is also a great decor store, especially for really creativity endeavors who want to make like their own flower setting, or you want to make your own wreath for your door. I showed you an idea of the wreath I wanted from my Come With Me to the NordSee video, our vacation at NordSee video, part 1 or part 2. I did show you an idea of the kind of wreath I want for my door, but that may be changing because I think I just want it to be like a natural kind of you know, a lot of stuff on it. I think I just want it to be kind of normal, kind of plain wreath. I don't think I want it all decorated out because that is something that's constantly going to be banging as you close the door. So I don't want all these little ornaments and stuff. Like my Christmas wreath is different. Everything is kind of like glued to it. But my normal wreath for my door, I don't want a bunch of decor stuff or seashells and stuff on that because it'll constantly knocking whenever we come in and out the door, and I don't want all those little things to fall off and break. So I think I'll just go with a raw straw wreath and very few like decorations on it. So the idea for the wreath that I had before did change. I am not doing one with like seashells and stuff, because I had to think, do I really want that constantly banging across my door? Not really. Now, we did go to Ikea on that Monday when we got back, and we brought some items from there. Oh, I also brought, I got these flowers like sticking me in my head. If you're wondering, those are my two furs in the back that's hanging on the wall, because like I said, I had to like get most of the stuff off the walls, and we're trying to like slowly move piece by piece. So those are my two furs, fake furs, by the way. I'm not in support of killing animals, even though I really want a real fur, but I know that if it really did die of a natural death, which I would really have to do my homework to find out if it did, I can't. I just can't. I'm a supporter of the earth, so I just can't do it. But I brought a flower arrangement from the store. The store that I told you is the Apoteka. I know. We keep thinking that it's a pharmacy, but it's not. It's really like a decor store. So I brought this flower arrangement. They were already wrapped like this. And I was like, oh, I want one of those big, like, we call them, I would assume they call moonshine jars, but they're not. They're like those big heavy bottle jars that look like they weigh a ton. My fiance knows the actual name for them, but I can never remember the name. But that is what I'm talking about. If you can see above my head, like, that is the picture of it. And I was going to fill it up with sand on the bottom, put these flowers in it with some reed-like ones that they also had at the Apoteka store, and really bring that sea vibe into our home. So that vase with these flowers in the sand will be sitting, when you come through our hallway, we have a small little nook where we'll put our bench, a mirror, and our coat rack planted on the wall, of course. And then we have a hutch or a side dresser that we're putting in the hallway, and that will have like candles, blankets, stuff like that. And beside it, that sits on the floor, will be that beautiful, almost transparent blue vase looking bottle with the sand in it and these flowers. So look forward to that. I think I have a picture of it showing right now of the idea I have in my head. That is definitely something y'all can implement in your home. Y'all can either do it in natural flowers with water. I've seen that done, as you can see. And it just gives it that nice look. A lot of these pictures that I've shown you are from my Pinterest board of my Roth Bay window home. Because the windows in the living room kind of look like bay windows, like a lighthouse, because they're kind of like spread out in like a three-form like display. It's really cool. So those were the last things beside the other things that I showed you that I brought from the Apoteka. And then we went to Ikea that Monday, and we brought this 3 hanging planter. So it hangs in 3 parts. There are 3 of these, and they're all linked together by that metal wood thing inside. That's what it looks like. Just popped up the picture. It's still there. There you go. And we are going to hang that from the bar of the kitchen we designed. This is the kitchen we designed. I just showed you a picture popping up now. And as you can see, it has the bar with the 2 chairs. Well, on that corner, we're going to hang that planter from the ceiling. He wants to use it for like his herbs. That'll pretty much be his inside herb garden. Rosemary, thyme, basil are our top herbs that we always use every time that we cook. So it's a nice way to bring that fresh scent into the living room. You smell that nice rosemary when you come through the door. It's very, very strong. People don't realize that a lot of herbs that are, you know, when you grow them yourselves in your homes, they literally like kind of take over, and it's such a good smell. But to have that reach from the kitchen into our living room, because it's in one room, it's going to be so great. And then that look, you know, having that drop down three level herb garden, it's going to be such a cool look with that bar. We also have a lighting that is actually a shelf popping up right there. Isn't that cool? I know. That we're going to put like our regular plant that we have. We have two of them that kind of drop down. Right now I have them, right now I have them in planters on the wall, but I'm actually getting rid of those planters and putting that plant in a regular flower pot so it can kind of grow out, because I think it's being stifled because it's in such a small space. And we're just gonna put it up like that. We're gonna put one on each side. Maybe put things that we really don't want to worry about it being greased up. I'm not gonna put any vases up there. I'm not gonna put any glasses up there. It's really just a shelf for our plants. And I just like that look of how it will look over a bar, like that bar light. But I wanted something that was natural, industrial lighting. That's called industrial lighting. And I just wanted some plants, plants in my home. So that is the plants in my home. We also will be, sorry, that's my fiance that just came in. We also brought a big heavy vase. I really can't show you, but yeah, that's it, guys. Like I told you, I hurt myself, so just doing this video is true dedication. But yeah, so this huge vase we're actually going to put in the bathroom. We're gonna fill this one with sand, about halfway or a little less than halfway, and we're going to put some more of this kind of floral display in it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put kind of seashells to kind of spike through the sand on the glass. I haven't decided, but when I do and it's happening, I will be recording it, so you don't have to worry. But we are thinking about doing that for the bathroom. Like I said, having natural flowers or just that scene of flowers in your bathroom is very, very inviting. It gives a very fresh look, and you don't really have to do a lot to make it look. Sorry, my fiance. He's doing things on the side, and I'm just trying to pay attention. This video is probably the most. I'm not editing it. This is what you're getting. You're getting raw me. And this is going to give it that great look. He actually did take it out of the box for me so you can see. Isn't that gorgeous? And I got some ideas of what I'm looking to do popping up right now. These are some ideas I'm thinking about implementing in my home. But this will go in the bathroom. So long vases, just a little tip, long vases give a sense of elegance to any room. You really don't have to do too much to make it look sophisticated or to make it look effortless or timeless or classic. They just do it all on its own. So not to just say implement long vases all over your home, but certain rooms having a long vase in it, like in your hallways when people are coming in, or in your living room to kind of showcase a beautiful floral setting that you particularly like, is definitely worth the money to pay. I think we paid how much for that vase? 30 euro. According to my fiance, we paid 30 euro for that vase, so it's really not that expensive. So 30 euro in dollars would be $46 or 40. He says 40, I say 46, so somewhere between that. It's no more than maybe 40, 44, $45 that you're gonna have to pay. And the Hobby Lobby is one of the places that also has things like that. Like I said, I overheard them saying that that store was going to close, but that may not be a definite. So definitely go check that out. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry I got cut off later. What I was saying is, when I go in girlfriends' houses and they have mismatched cups and plates and bowls, that's just them. That's their personality, and that's fine. But it's so irritating because it's like, okay, what plate am I using? What plate can I use? Can I use this cup? Is this cup for, you know, and they're like, oh no, whatever cup you want, whatever plate you want. And it's like, okay, everybody's just free to kind of pick and choose what they want by what they want using it for to what they would like to drink or eat out of, which is fine. I personally do not like unorganized things. I don't like place settings that are mismatched or cups that are mismatched. I like sets of stuff because I like order. That's just me. I'm just speaking for me. But in interior design, you can have mismatched things, but it still makes sense. It still flows together. Like the cups that I showed y'all that has the different color insides. That's fun. It's unique, but it still makes sense with the rest of the set that I brought for my table, so that it flows, is what I'm saying. And you can have that too in decor. It can flow and not match. That is totally normal, and it's totally cool and okay, because you know the ideas in your head of what you're trying to display your creativity as, and only you can display it the way you want. So having things that mismatch but they make sense and they flow into your ideas, definitely do it. I'm definitely a supporter. There was one thing that we did, another purchase that we did buy from the Viking Museum, besides the gray napkins. Sorry guys, the gray napkins that I showed you before, is the glass. We bought these glasses from the museum as well. As you can see, it has that nice edging engraved in the glass. I brought 4 of these. When I seen these, I was just like, okay, definitely something that I want for our table, with that gray napkin rolled up with the silverware. I thought it would be a nice, beautiful, clean touch. I also have big bowl wine glasses. Big bowl wine glasses that I thought would be a great look for just when we're having dinner with his family or with our friends to have. I bought a set of 6. So I have 2 spares just in case one breaks, because I'm a klutz a lot of times with glass. I'm a minute. I just am. So I brought 6 just in case something happens to one. I can replace it with being on the table. So I have 4 of those. Kind of, that's the setting I'm with, 4 people setting, because it's a round table. I really didn't want to do 6 because the table is really not that big, because we also have a couch that's going into the space that kind of looks like a very weird sort of L-shaped living room kitchen, and we have 2 armchairs that are going into this space. So it's going, I've already put out a plan for it. As you can see now, I've already kind of sketched out a plan on my home decor app that I use to kind of see how everything will fit into the space. As you can see, it's still a little tight, but I'm trying to work the space still to see how I can optimize the most space per the items being in it. So that is a project I am still currently working on. The kitchen is a non-negotiable. Once it's built, it's there. The couch, the chairs, and the table is stuff that I have to kind of look at the room, put them in the room, and kind of move them, arrange them around to see what is the most beneficial for us, which optimizes the most space and what keeps the room of the flow of the room going. That it doesn't look like it's kind of chopped off or disturbed in certain parts because of the way the living room is kind of built and the angle that it goes in. So those are challenging things when you are designing or when you're doing home decor, you're doing your own house or doing someone else's, that you always have to look at the space, the things you put in it. You have to physically visualize it, because you don't want to buy something and then once it's in it, you're like, oh crap. Because a lot of times you can't reverse that. Like the couch and the chairs we bought, they're non-reversible. Like we can return them, that's not the issue. But you have to make sure that it really does fit in a space. Like we bought a really big couch. My fiance just wanted one. Now we're having to decide how that couch is going to fit in this unique space, because he just seen the couch and he wanted it, and I was like, okay, we'll finally have enough space to get this big couch. But now we have a L-shaped kitchen with a bar that's kind of taking up space too. So we had to kind of like reduce some of the inches off the bar to leave space for other things to be put into the room. So always know the space measurements backwards and forwards before buying or purchasing anything for your home, so that you don't run into space issue or having things not fit into the space because their items are too large or it's too small and it kind of makes the space look empty. These are very real concerns for any person that's designing or decoring any home, whether it be for your personal use or business use or whatever. So these are kind of tips that I'm learning the hard way from doing it on my own, learning as I go, which with every room that I design the inside for, I've gotten better at it. And then there's still mistakes that I still make, even now after designing this will be now my 4th apartment. I still make mistakes of, sizing issue and making sure that I have the space allotted, because what you think may fit in there may not actually fit. People have very different measurements sometimes in their head than what's physically measured, what the measurements are. So that is that. I told you we also got some seashells that I plan to implement on a lot of the surfaces of our home. Also in the vases that we got, I also got this for the bathroom. We plan to hang this on our home, in our bathroom I mean. This will hang in front of the window of our bathroom to just a nice decor piece. It really doesn't have any special use, but to just be a focal point in the room to kind of show people, okay, they're really into naturals, they're really into anything that has to do with the ocean. We really wanted to bring our trip from Denmark at the NordSee and in Germany to our home, because we had such an amazing time there that we're glad that we brought some items back to kind of implement in our new place that kind of remind us of our trip. So that is definitely another purchase we got. I can also probably turn that into a wreath somehow and probably use that to put on our door. But like I said, I'm scared about it constantly banging and then things breaking. So I probably won't use it as a wreath. I'll probably just use it as what I purchased it for, to kind of just hang and kind of let that sunlight beam off of it, so that people can see our personality, but also see where we came and where we went to for our vacation, and kind of get that feel of the ocean as well. I believe that is all of our purchases we're going to be displaying today. So we've seen some napkins, we've seen some mugs, I showed you a throw, I showed you our silverware setting that we're getting, our planter. Oh, there actually is one more thing. We actually, I brought this from Amazon. It's just some more of that seaweed looking plant, artificial of course, that I will be implementing in vases, one in the hallway, one in the bathroom. And this is kind of what you would see near the ocean, and we did see them, and I definitely wanted to, because I only brought maybe 4 sticks of it from the Apoteka store that we were in Denmark. So I brought some more from Amazon, from Kozy, Kozy Living. It's right there. That vase that I told you at the beginning of this episode that I was looking for at the Apoteka, and I did see something like it, but it wasn't what I was exactly looking for. I found it at Ikea. So it's that really, really see-through kind of glass. This was in like a kind of looks gray but almost green color. Huge. I was looking for one of those huge vases. Because there is a lot of, I want to say, fields around where we live that have natural flowers that are growing out of it that you are allowed to pick. You put some Euro change in a little box, and you're allowed to pick from the blooming field. It's called blooming field. That's BLUMEN, I believe. And it's a field of flowers that people grow in their fields so that they can make money off of them. And you pick them on your own. There's not nobody out there who's like watching you pick them, but they have like instructions on the little box or the little stand that has a money box. And I think it's like 50 euro cents for a bushel, or €1 for like if you want 2 bushels, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to actually go pick some wildflowers, do a little snippet of video of that when I do it, and put them in our vase. This is, of course, I will probably be doing sometime in October, once after we get settled into the new place. Our table and chairs and couch and kitchen, however, is not coming until November. So we literally have to be in an apartment with no couch and no kitchen for a month. I know in Germany they don't give you kitchens. You have to buy your own kitchen. In an apartment, it's the same way. It doesn't matter if it's a house or an apartment. You have to buy your own kitchen. And I have now brought 3 kitchens. So every time I move, we have to buy a kitchen. And you can take your kitchen with you. My cousin made a good point. She was like, why can't you just take the kitchen with you? You can, but the problem is that kitchen is already measured and fitted to that space. So when you take your kitchen, you actually either have to find someone that can either make it smaller or make it fit into the new measurements of the new place, which you very well can do. But most people, especially Germans, they just buy the kitchen from the last tenant, and especially if it's in good condition and they kept it up well, then the next tenant is willing to pay for that kitchen, so they don't have to have the hassle of having to go out and buy a kitchen from scratch. And it's probably cheaper because when you buy a new kitchen, you're paying for everything new. When you buy a used kitchen, you know, it's at a reduced price because the last people already used it and it's depreciated in value. So we usually sell our kitchens to the next tenant, and we use that money to fund our new kitchen if we need to buy one in a new place. This kitchen, however, because it's a little different, this kitchen is coming with a bar, so of course we had to put money on top that we had to get for the kitchen. But we won't have a kitchen there, and we will not have a couch. So I have came up with creative ways for us to hang out in the living room and watch TV without having always stay in our bedroom. So we have air mattress. We're gonna use one of those as a couch for the living room. And we have plenty of blankets and pillows and stuff to kind of make it cozy. It's kind of great. We kind of love this part of us moving. When we've lived together in the past, we love that part of kind of not having anything yet, because it's before all the stuff comes, like all the stuff you have to maintain, keep clean, you know, manage. This is the enjoyable part of just starting new, kind of like starting with you don't have anything and it's just y'all. And we always love that part of moving. Of course, we don't like moving, but we always love that part of the moving process where it's just y'all kind of getting settled and, you know, feeling your way throughout the house and getting used to being in a new home. That is pretty exciting. We do love that experience. But we also are very excited for our furniture and stuff to come. So that is going to be a video all on its own of that stuff coming in. The setup before and after the kitchen space looks like before the kitchen's put in, and then what the kitchen looks like now that it's put in. That is also a video on its own, because that's a process. So definitely stay tuned for those videos. Thank you again for coming back to my channel. That is all the items I'll be showing today. We are packing up to move, so next Saturday will probably be a very short video of just showing y'all putting our stuff in the moving truck and moving it over to the new place. I will be doing a very short Saturday morning video for that. And if there's anything that I've shown today that you actually want to purchase, like I said, a lot of these things can be purchased from Ikea on its own, but there are stores like Pottery Barn and Michael's and Hobby Lobby, a couple of stores that I named, that you can get decor ideas from and that you can implement in your own home. These are the treats that we brought from our time at Denmark at the NordSee/Germany. And as always, I love sharing these experiences with you. Please like and subscribe and share this video to anybody who is interested in travel, anybody who's interested in design, anybody who's interested in decorating. I am all three of these things and more. New York girl living overseas in Germany is definitely something that it is not always done, and I always wanted to share that experience with someone, and now I get to share with all of you. So this is your girl, New York to Germany, saying thank you for stopping by. Peace.